I'm just gonna say this once before this video gets started. While I was on Twitter accepting this Pokemon immediately as our brand new mythical from Generation 8, loving it, talking about how perfect it was, you guys were all in the comments telling me that I was stupid, that it was fake, there was no way that this Pokemon was real, and simply was just a placeholder model. Well, guess what, baby? Careful who you're mean to in middle school, because this was real, it is a real Pokemon, and now it's evolved into this giant metal monster, which is amazing, and he's on my team. So for everybody that's ever been mean to Meltan or its evolution Melmetal, you guys, I don't care, I hope you fail shiny. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, you are gonna find out today, because we're talking about two brand new Generation 8 Pokemon that were revealed, one through Pokemon Go, which is not gonna be our main focus, but they did reveal the shiny for it, which I'll show right here. I mean, it's lackluster, but it also has an evolution that was just revealed a few days ago, and that shiny has not been revealed yet. So there's a glimmer of hope. There's a chance that it might actually be a really good shiny, and that's not really too far off the table because we've seen that in shiny families in the past. They could be exactly the same, or they could be very different. And that's why today I'm gonna be showcasing what I think the shiny versions of this Pokemon are going to be. As always in my shiny speculations, we're gonna be putting these into 3 different categories. The first being what I definitely think they're going to do. The second being kind of like meeting halfway, where it's a very cool shiny, but it's also something that's not so far off the table that I think it could happen. And then the final being, if I was in charge of these shiny Pokemon, what would I make it? It would be these. I also did it a little bit differently since we're just talking about one shiny Pokemon today. I made a few for each of them, which you'll see in a second. But without further ado, I'm gonna quit stalling. Let's get into these shiny speculations. Right off the bat, here we go with definitely exactly what I think they're going to do, and I'm so sad about it. I don't want to see a shiny like this because frankly, it's pretty boring. The body stays exactly the same. The little nut for the head just goes to like a bronze. I don't know, it gets a little rusty. And then the biggest change is from red to blue on the tail, which is a common change we see in so many shiny Pokemon, but it's just the tail, so it's really not that exciting, and you're not gonna see it if it ever appeared. Definitely the best chances of being this, but also the worst option. I feel like there's so much potential with this Pokemon. The design is amazing, and I just want the shiny to match that. But that being said, Meltan didn't have any of the black on it, so I also did this design. I could totally see them doing this because it's basically the same thing, but the black goes to the bronze as well. I think that that could be a really good design choice for it, and definitely a little bit better than this. I don't know, we're gonna have to see. I'm really hoping for neither of these being the shiny, but we've already seen Meltan, so this is probably what we're getting. Overall, not too much more else to say about it. It's a very subtle shiny, and though sometimes subtle shinies look really good, an example of that being the Jigglypuff line or maybe Gibble. Yes, Garchomp is widely hated by most people, but shiny Gibble actually looks pretty good. So subtle shinies aren't all bad, but I kind of just feel like this subtlety is not good enough. Moving right along from those ones, we've got the designs that I think they could totally do, and hey, they really don't look that bad. The first one we're gonna be looking at is a simple change where we take the gold from the head and just make that the body, and then the silver or the gray version, like, you know, the actual metal color for the head. I could totally see them doing that. They've done that in the past where they've taken the Pokemon's colors and just swapped them for the shiny version. Keeping the black on the arms is a little bit of stability, so I think they're definitely gonna be doing that. But overall, I think that this kind of makes a lot of sense too. All the Meltan have to come together to form this Melmetal, so I don't know, maybe the shiny colors got a little jumbled up. And isn't melting down gold a thing? I know my mom used to have people over and she'd host, and like people would all bring their gold and be like, hey, let's melt our gold and get cash. Bottom line, this shiny would make perfect sense. We'll have to wait and see, but this is a very simple change that I could totally see them doing. Continuing on from that, this one's a little more out there because it takes the black and changes that to the face, and then takes the metal and makes that color. This one's very different. All of the colors are swapping. I think it looks better, but not necessarily more practical. So we're getting more towards the end of, no, they're definitely not gonna do this here, but I think it looks good, so I wanted to showcase it. That goes for the same here, except all of the black in the head are the metal colors, so like, not gonna happen, but a boy can dream. I think this looks amazing, and if they did this, I would actually be pretty proud of them. Everyone's expecting Melmetal shiny to be exactly the same as Meltan, so a breath of fresh air would be something like this. And last but not least, we have my shiny versions, the ones that I would love. If I was in charge of designing this Pokemon, the shiny colors that I would make it is obviously something like this. I'm sorry, I'm a huge fan of the white and blue. I can't help it. This is just what I go to every time. I haven't made a shiny speculation in a long time, but I think that this looks amazing. If the whole body was blue, first of all, what a shock. That would be completely insane to see. Does the blue make sense? No, of course not. Does it look amazing? Yes, it absolutely does. Stack that up with keeping the black arms to contrast kind of a little bit, and then going almost completely white on the face. Come on. That would be beautiful. This looks amazing to me. I don't know, maybe you guys have different tastes in shinies, but I think that this is the game over, end all be all shiny Melmetal. I also made another variation of the same here, except the difference is the head is now keeping that gold, so it's got more maintenance from that first one, but it still looks amazing. I think this arguably looks even better than the one I did before. So if anything happened where somehow Game Freak chose a shiny like this, I would be mind blown. I don't know what I would do. But I will say this, Game Freak is kind of outsourcing and hiring people to create these new Pokemon. There's actually a man named James Turner who is very open and honest about these sort of things online, and he created Poipole and Naganadel and also created their shiny versions. He was the one that designed the Pokemon, so he got to design the shiny. So they're open with it. You never know, maybe there's an off chance that we could get something crazy like this. I don't want to speculate too much and get your guys' hopes up, but there is still hope for this shiny. It could be amazing. It could be different from Meltan. We just don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see. But at the end of the day, I think they're both really cool Pokemon, and if you can, which I highly doubt it, but if you can shiny hunt this Pokemon, I'm gonna be first in line to do it. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little shiny speculation blast from the past. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below which of these shiny speculations was your favorite. Also, feel free to make your own shiny speculations and send them my way. I love seeing that stuff on Twitter or Instagram. My DMs are open. You can tag me on Twitter. Also, my Snapchat, you can send me stuff there. I open everything. But hopefully this is just the first of many Generation 8 Pokemon that are being revealed. But once again, thank you guys so much for watching. More videos are coming very soon, but until next time, this is Supreme Arcanine signing out. See you guys later.